You and Taylor Swift will make a cute couple. y'all write about some, y'all be killing y'all exes, man, damn.
Oh, Taylor don't want me. I'm toxic. She don't want me.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharpe. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay, and the guy that's stopping by for conversation and a drink today is a three-time Grammy award-winning hitmaker, a multi-platinum selling singer, iconic songwriter, pop specialist, R&B powerhouse, dancer, composer, producer, internationally acclaimed, recognized, and a live, very, very live and all the way live performer, Neo.
What's up, sir?
Bro, how you doing?
I'm good, bro.
Thanks for stopping by, man, to give me a couple minutes of your time today.
Not a problem. Thank you for having me.
My research, if my research is correct, you're a vodka drinker.
Yes.
I don't have vodka, but I have my very own cognac. I would be honored if you would have a toast to your success and my success. You want, hey, we're not gonna tear the club up because you know the brown people say the brown make you tear the club up. We're not gonna tear the club up tonight.
That's all good. I happily do it, absolutely.
Appreciate you, bro. Just enough to.
Is this new? You had this a while?
I had, we went since 2021.
Cool.
To all
Congratulations.
success, bro. Appreciate
Indeed. Smooth.
You know, I do a little something.
It's smooth.
We won. We beat 1,200 cognacs at the Sip Awards, the best tasting cognac in 2022.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you doing that.
That's dope.
So how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm in a good space. Real good space.
I appreciate you stopping by. I know you had a big gig in Vegas. Actually, we were on the plane flying back together yesterday.
Yes,
I was
indeed.
like, man, I don't know if this gonna happen.
Yeah, now, luckily, I am virtually, it's impossible for me to stay awake on an airplane.
Okay.
That's where I catch up on my sleep at. Even though that was like a 13-second flight, but
Right.
even still.
You can sleep
I
on
knew
the
I was gonna
plane?
be here. Oh yeah, I can't stay awake on the plane. The second butt touch seat, I'm gone. I don't want no water. I don't want no peanut.
You don't want
act-
nobody
leave me
bother
alone.
you, just
Leave me
out.
I'm gone, whole time.
Let's get right into it.
What's up?
The AI-generated songs. We see that Drake is complaining about, I think he had a song with The Weeknd, generated 20 million streams in 48 hours. He complained about the song that he made with Ice Spice. What is your stance on this?
I'm just, okay, I feel like technology is very much like fire. It can destroy or it can warm a home. You know what I mean? Like it's about the way you use it. However, this specific technology, what is the good aspect of it?
Okay.
Like what is the positive aspect of this technology? Like what good thing are they gonna do with it?
Right.
Like, cause I can totally see all the bad things that can be done
Right.
with it. It's like, somebody said to me the other day, they have an AI now where you can tell the AI to write a song in the form of Neo, right? And then there's another AI you can go to and get Neo's voice to sing said song that was just written in the form of Neo. So basically, what does that mean? Neo's no longer needed. So I'm like, what is the end game with this?
Right.
Like, I don't understand what the positive aspect of this technology is.
So you're telling me that there's an AI that can say, okay, basically be a ghostwriter.
Write a song like Neo, using words that Neo may use, tones that Neo may use, and then you can go to another AI and get Neo's voice to sing that song.
Do you think record companies are going to head in this direction?
I don't know. That's the thing, because I don't understand. Even with this Drake thing right now,
Right.
20 million streams in 20, however many streams in 24.
20
Like,
million
so that's
48
money
hours.
that's kind of just sitting there. Who
Right.
gets paid? Who they get that money to? Like, imagine it's like how is
If
Drake
it's your
not allowed
song,
to,
you feel you should be monetizing that.
if it's his voice, it's his voice. Used through AI. Like I feel like he should get something for that because they're using his voice. I'm more than certain he didn't give them permission.
You
to do
feeling
that.
somebody gonna get sued behind this, aren't you?
If
They
I
do
hear something
Neo.
with my voice on it, I might be the first to sue. I'm trying to figure out. I don't get it. If somebody can tell me what the positive aspects of this technology is, all right, let's figure that out. Now it's just a matter of how they use it.
Right.
But if it ain't no positive aspects, and y'all literally just taking money out of people's pockets.
Right. So in other words, they're basically trying to cut the artist, the actual breathing, living artist out of the equation.
That's what it feels like.
We see all these social media, TikTok. Are you a fan of these short, catchy jingles?
To a degree. I mean, when it's fun, and that's all fine and good. But when all of a sudden now the radio has to play this song because it's so popular on TikTok. Meanwhile, the best part of the song you heard on TikTok already, and the rest of the song is garbage.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just takes down the quality of the music played on the radio.
Right.
So I mean, it's about the way the technology is used.
So you don't like this trend of where it's headed?
Not really, man. I mean, so I feel like people are creating for the algorithm now, as opposed to creating from the heart, from the soul, like what music is supposed to be. Music's supposed to be therapeutic. Music is supposed to be you at your realest. You know what I'm saying? There's things that I can't say out loud that I can write in a song and be totally all right with.
Okay.
You know, so that's supposed to be the realest version of you. If you're writing a song and you're making the song 1 minute and 20 seconds long because of the fact that if the song is shorter, it'll get streamed more.
Right.
Then you're not writing. That's nothing.
Right.
You're not saying anything worth being said, in my personal opinion.
So I wanted to ask you this: do you feel like artists make songs to be popular, or do they make songs that they really feel? It seems like me, I'm talking to you, you make songs that you feel passionate about. And whether, obviously you want it to be popular, but you're not just specifically trying to make a song that's gonna be catchy.
That's not my thing. No, music has been therapy for me my entire life. You know what I mean? I credit my mother for giving me my first red notebook and telling me to write it down.
Okay.
And I was like, write what down? And she's like, I don't give a damn, just write it down. Because she saw that I needed an outlet.
Okay.
You know? So that's what music has always been for me. So if I write something, what I've always found for myself is that if I write from the heart, people tend to feel it more, thus it tends to do better.
Right.
You know, so I've never been in a place where I was like, okay, let me write something that I feel like is gonna make money. That's never been my motivating factor, I should say, for music. It's always been about being able to express myself, being able to get that thing off me if I need that. That's what music has always been for me.
So have you always had this gift? I mean, because obviously you listen to music growing up and you know, like, man, I like this. Did you go after you hear a song and you like, okay, let me try to write something, put pen to paper?
To that degree, something like that. My mom used to watch TV with stereo on.
Okay.
Like music was always there, every day, all day. More than just, cleaning the house on Sunday morning. Like every single day, it's music blaring out of our house. So it took me a minute to take the whole concept of the words that I was putting together and then putting these melodies with these words and then creating a song. Initially, it was just kind of like journal entries. Okay. You know what I mean? Or poems. I find a little girl I like and I write a poem about her hair. Never get a poem to the girl because I wasn't that dude. Okay. And I had to grow into that dude. Right, anyway. Okay. No. But yeah, that was. It is what it is now. but yeah, it took a minute to put the two together. But once I did, like it became all I needed. Like I didn't need any other type of therapy. I didn't need anybody to talk to because I had my music. I could, I wasn't judged by anybody when it was just me and my music. So it became my best friend. Yeah.
Growing up, who were some of the artists that you listened to? I don't know. I mean, Teddy Pendergrass was when I growing up. Barry White.
Yeah.
So
classics.
I mean, obviously, you had Babyface and you had Keith Sweat and you have. So who did Neo borrow or like? Okay, I kind of like this style. I'm gonna go.
I don't think anybody listening to music in the '90s or was around for music in the '90s. I don't think any songwriter after that period can say that they didn't borrow something from Babyface. Okay. Like, I think that's
Faces, where's that?
Yeah, Faces Foundation, right? But then to go further back, your Smokey Robinsons. Okay. I have 5 kings, and these are the 5 artists that I've always wanted to like. If I could take these 5 people and turn them into one person, this is who Neo was going to be. This is what I was going to. So it's Prince, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Sammy Davis Jr., and Marvin Gaye. So my entire artistry came from me just pulling bits and pieces from these 5 specific artists.
So you're more of because most of these guys wrote, a lot of these guys wrote for themselves. So you like to You like to write for yourself, but you like to write for other artists also.
Indeed. I started loving was all writing was always my first love. That's what I'm trying to say. Cognac getting to me, I guess. No. But writing be even so much before performing and all of that. Writing has always been my first love. Yeah. So yeah, I learned that I could do it for other people as well. I actually started out doing it for other people before I got, I guess, confident enough to find my own voice and do the artist thing.
Radio streaming, it seems like streaming is kind of the way to go. Is like you still have the radio play, but it seems like streaming is the way to go now. Do you have a preference?
You know what? I put it like this: when they get the numbers right, when they finally, open up them books and realize that them laws is 100+ years old, all the music laws are 100+ years old. Every aspect of music has evolved except the laws, and the laws are how artists make money. You know what I mean? Like streaming is cool, fine, and good, but it's to the point where if you are just a songwriter, it's hard for you to live off of what you do. So, once they get the numbers right with the streaming, I'm all for it. I'm all for, the evolution of the way people get their music, the way people consume the music. I'm all for that. But at some point, somebody has to go, wait a minute, these guys ain't getting what they worth over here. You know what I mean? And that's where it's at right now. I don't even remember what a stream is right now, but at one point it was like a fraction of a penny. You know how many streams you got to get before you can see any real money? That's messed up.
Well, how do you change a system when the system is not instituting changes because they benefit the most from it?
That's the problem. I wish I could say that if the people rally together, but again, the people that are pulling the strings are the people that are benefiting the most from the system staying what it is. So, yeah, it's an uphill battle, man. I don't figure it out.
Why don't love songs sell like they used to? Because you seem like back in the day, guys' song, they were like, I want to be with you for the night. I want to light candles. I want to run Teddy Pendergrass. I want to turn off the lights and run a bath oil. I want to do a bubble bath and do all that. Now it seems like it want to be a smash and dash.
Yeah. Smash and dash goes crazy.
My bad, dog.
I like smash and dash. No, you got a songwriter spirit, brother. Smash and dash. All right.
Neo said that because don't come to me. He gave me that idea before we started.
I'm gonna send you some royalties, brother. Co-written by.
What happened to the real soul love making song that you turn on and you like, oh, but this is my jam?
I hate to say it this way, but there's really no way to beat around the bush. Every genre of music at one point got a hip hop makeover.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Country music got a hip hop makeover.
Okay.
Right? Hip hop has never been about love, so to speak, or at least not that formula. In the world of hip hop, that love and that vulnerability was looked at as soft.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. So once hip hop became literally the biggest music in the world, now all you please, baby, please guys is looking at the fact that their audiences are shrinking and the hip hop audience is growing.
Expanding.
So now it's like, all right, well, maybe she don't want me to beg no more. Maybe that's what they want. All right, well now I gotta be tough. Now I gotta sing the word bitch. What?
Right.
What? And the women is gonna sing it with me. What? This is where we are now. And it again, it is what it is. I cannot be a lover of music and not find the positive aspects of all genres of music and all evolutions of music. But at the same time, when an entire genre of music is no longer what it was at its best moments because of this other genre takeover, yeah, man, that don't feel good. That don't feel good.
I hear it all the time. Is R&B dead? And if it's not, will R&B ever be what it once was?
I do not think that R&B is dead. I think that R&B is going through a bit of an identity crisis right now. And will R&B ever be what it was? I don't think so. I think that the evolution of music is always going to be a forward motion as opposed to a backward motion.
Okay.
I just think that there's going to come a point where somebody of this new generation is going to realize the power of the way R&B was, and then grab elements of that and pull it into whatever the next thing is.
Right.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Did auto-tunes ruin R&B?
It didn't ruin it. It just made the club a little less elite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and
Because
mind
back
you,
in the day, guys really sung.
You
had
had
that, remember
to.
he had that long mic, that mic about this long?
You had to. That was what it was. You couldn't be part of the team if you didn't.
Right.
I'll take it even back further than, like, before your Jodeci's and all that, back when it was a whole band is in one room. We're about to record this record, right? The drums got a microphone, the guitar got a microphone, the singer got a microphone, the backup singers got microphones. Ready, action. You do the whole song, all the way down.
Right.
There is no flying, taking the hook part and copy and pasting.
Right.
We got to do the whole song. Every hook sang out every single time.
Right.
The person messing up, get your ass out of here, bro. Like, nah, we got to start all the way over because you missed a note on the bass. Come on, bro. So you had to be like.
You had to be on it.
You had to be on it. Now, you can push a button and get it all, which means that the club is not as elite as it once was. Now anybody can come in.
No.
All right, well, it's what it is.
You mentioned boy bands. You started out as a boy band.
I did, yes.
What happened to the boy band?
To a degree, the same thing that kind of happened to R&B. It's what's worse than one dude sitting around begging? Four. That's what it became. I mean, it's the sad truth. That's what it became. Now, if we ever get another boy band, it's going to be more than likely a primarily hip hop based situation, because we got to get back to that point where people realize the power of vulnerability. I don't think anybody understands how much power there is in being able to be vulnerable and make vulnerable not look weak. There's no weakness in vulnerability.
Oh. Do you think there'll ever be? I mean, because, will there ever be another New Kids and Boys to Men and NSYNC? And do you, if splitting 200,000, 300,000 six ways, as opposed to like 600,000 one way, sounds better to me.
Right. Definitely so. Definitely so. I mean, and mind you, let us keep in mind that the boy band is not dead.
It's not?
It's not dead, it's just Korean.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to BTS, shout out to the whole K-pop movement. Like they still going strong with the boy band movement. It's I don't know. You know what? I gotta give a lot of credit to K-pop, and just I've been over there and saw just the machine that it is over there. Like, they're literally going from a child and training these kids in music, guitar, piano, real live music, teaching them how to really sing, really dance, and then deciding if they're gonna get in a group or if you're gonna be a solo artist. And it's like, and it's producing a pretty quality product, if I do say so myself. So shout out to K-pop and just everything that's happening in that movement, man. It's dope.
What happened to your group? Why didn't you guys stay together?
We disbanded because we was broke, and you can only be broke for so long before, being broke with people just gets annoying. It's like
one person being broke, well, you got 5 people.
I can be broke by myself and be all right for a little while, but if I'm broke with you and I got to listen to you complain about being broke too, go on, bro. I don't do that. But now we eventually broke up because things just wasn't moving the way we expected them to move. And mind you, it's not like we really sat down and devised like the best plan.
Right.
You know what I mean? We after graduation, we all sat in a Denny's in Las Vegas and wrote out on a napkin what our plan was. And the plan was hop in Corey's van, because Corey was the only one of us with a car. Hop in Corey's van, drive to California, find a Capitol Records building, park in front of the Capitol Records building, jump up on top of the van, and sing our songs until the president of Capitol Records comes down and gives us a record deal. This was the plan.
Right.
Notice I didn't mention food. I didn't mention shelter. Yeah, all of these things that was so easy to overlook.
Corey's van might have provided the shelter, but I don't know about the food.
Corey's van provided shelter for 6 months. 4 cats in a VW van for 6 months. Yeah, wow. That's the epitome of uncomfortable.
But you were dedicated. You like, okay, this is what it's going to take for the time being, so we got to make the best of the situation.
We did what we had to do until we just couldn't do it no more. It just got to the point where it's like, all right, you know what? Maybe this ain't what it's supposed to be.
So did the guy come down from Capitol Records and?
The only people that came out of Capitol Records for us was security.
Over and over again.
Yes, we got to a first name basis with a security guard at Capitol Records because we would show up around the same time every day.
Right.
Get up, sing our songs. You know what I'm saying? We started doing it when we knew everybody was at lunch, so people would come out. Sometimes they'd throw us a little change or whatever the case may be. But then after a while, dude was like, all right, y'all got to make a move. And, all right, Ted, we'll be back tomorrow. Yep. Came that.
So who would you compare your group to? B2K. What was your group? Who be your group?
We idolized Boys to Men.
Okay,
when we was
okay.
doing our thing. So
Okay.
we was about, you know, finding them 4 and 5 part harmonies.
right,
and,
right. Y'all
and love
harmonizing.
songs. That was our thing.
No
yeah.
instruments? Any instruments?
Not well enough to get on stage with them now. No. Sit in a room and tap out on the piano.
Right.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah,
Right.
this one. Ding, ding, ding. That one. Yeah, that's about as good as we got with
So
that.
when you performed at MTV, you did Apollo, Showtime
Mm-hmm.
at Apollo, you was like, okay, I made it? Or did you like, I'm still not here yet?
With the group, or just as myself?
Yeah, yourself.
As myself, it was definitely good to be able to go back to some of those places where, you know, I kind of fell on my face with the group and do it over. That definitely felt good. But no, I didn't realize I had made it until we used to throw a Grammy party every year. Whether we won or not, we just throw the party. And I remember Prince and Stevie Wonder crashed my party. Now, crash my party is not the way that I want to say that, because
They didn't get no invite.
But who's not letting Stevie Wonder and Prince in their party? So y'all ain't have to crash nothing. They showed up. They showed up uninvited. I didn't invite them because I'm like, I figured they wouldn't come.
Right.
But yeah, they crashed my party. So I remember sitting in the section. Prince is right here and Stevie Wonder's right here, and I'm just sweating bullets. Like, what do I say? Like, these is 2 of the reasons that I even do this. Right. So I took a sip of my drink. Prince leans over and goes, "What are you drinking?" Vodka cranberry. He goes, "Mind you, I'm already sitting this close to the man."
Right.
He goes, "So now you want me to get even closer?" "Oh, okay, all right." He says, "Vodka's bad for you." And didn't say nothing else the rest of the time he was there. That was the entirety of our conversation. I didn't touch the drink until he left again. I couldn't. Yeah.
Well, clearly you didn't listen to it because that's still your
No,
drink,
I
vodka.
still do the vodka, but in the moment,
Right.
you know, it was that moment, you know, Debo say shut up, I shut up.
Right.
But when he leave,
I'm drinking again.
talking again.
Your first deal. What was that moment like?
My first deal was with Columbia Records.
Okay.
And it was, I'll say this, it was a learning experience.
Okay.
You know, as an artist signed to a label, you don't got a whole lot of freedom, but there are some elements of it that you can control. You know, I went in under the impression that I had no control of anything, so I was kind of like a robot a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much whatever they told me to do, I did. Whatever they told me to wear, whatever producers they told me to work with. You know, just because I'm thinking,
You was green. You
I
didn't
worked so
better.
hard to get here, let me not rock the boat, right? So it finally came down to the album is done, the artwork is done, we've picked the first single, we ready to go, and I'm looking at like a flyer of the artwork, and I'm like, this is not me. This is not me. This is like, this is Baby Tyrese or somebody. Like, you know, no disrespect to Tyrese, but I feel like that's kind of the direction they was trying to go with me.
Right.
Like, if you see the pictures, it's like, yeah, it's a little Tyrese.
Okay.
Anyway, much love to Tyrese. Anyway, so I go to the label on some, listen, I know the album is finished, but do y'all think I could go in and maybe do 1 or 2 more songs that just kind of fit who the hell I am?
Right.
Right? And they were like, well, no, album is done, and also your budget is depleted. I'm like, how was my budget depleted? I know exactly what we spent. And this is when I learned that, okay, I don't know if this still goes on. It's been a while since I've had this happen to me, but you get a record deal and they take you out to eat and they throw that credit card down at the end of the night. And what they don't tell you is that that's your budget on that credit card.
What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, man. We went with Mr. Childs a bunch of different times. I'm like, they just
And you paying for you think
love me in here. Just Mr. Childs every time we visit. All right. My label loved me. No, I was paying for all that and had no idea. Had no clue.
Oh man. So
here's what it was.
Clearly you said your first deal, so things didn't go as expected.
Nah. No,
so
they
when
did
you
not.
were dropped, what are you thinking?
To be completely honest with you, I went into a slight depression just behind really feeling like, you know, my foot was in the door. Maybe I should have just went with what they wanted me to do. Maybe I should have, you know, to hell with artistic integrity and just go for it.
Right.
But then I know in the back of my head I wouldn't have been able to look at myself in the mirror.
Right.
So I'm back to square one. I'm just kind of trying to figure it out at this point, you know. Yeah, it was a rough little moment just because I didn't know that was like the most uncertain moment
Right.
that I had experienced up till then, you know, because even when we was living in the van, you know, I'm talking to my mom every day, and I knew that if push come to shove and it hit the fan, I could go home.
You can go home.
Right, but then in this situation, I'm out here, I'm roughly 20, 21 years old. I just got dropped from my record label. My managers is not picking up the phone no more because we got dropped from a record label. Like, it's like, all right, well, clearly they don't want you. I have no options, no anything, right? So it's literally a back to square one moment. And I just leaned on what was always there, which was the music, you know what I'm saying? I literally met the man that is my manager today as I was walking down the street, just literally singing at the top of my lungs with my eyes closed, because that's the only place that I could find solace, and I'm just walking and singing. And he's in an SUV driving in the opposite direction, turned around in the middle of the street and came back. Hey, you sing or something? Yeah, clearly. Hey, well, check this out. I know this person, that person. I got this studio, da 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 da. So mind you, I'm hearing this. I'm seeing his lips moving, but I ain't listening.
Hear
I'm like,
nothing.
whatever, bro. All right, well, where? Around the corner. All right, come on, let's go. I hopped in the van. Again, I don't know who this person is. He could have killed me. I ain't know. He brought me around the corner to these two producers that he was working with, and I worked with him for roughly 3 to 4 months before we got the Def Jam deal. And mind you, no contract. He said to me, listen, I'm gonna shake your hand right now. If I don't get you a deal in 4 months, you walk away with that handshake and we go our ways. I don't need no paperwork. I don't need no nothing. 4 months to the day, I had a record deal. At Def Jam. Yeah. So much love to Tango, much love to my team, much love to Compound. You know, that's
So
still my
you go to
focus.
Def Jam.
Yes.
That's your second record. That's your second record contract. Things going well.
Things are going well because I went in there with a little bit of knowledge. It's like, nah, we don't need to go to Mr. Childs.
Yeah, we good. Nah, I'm good.
Yep.
I cooked before I left.
I'm straight. Leftovers, we good. We
Right,
good.
okay.
So, and then I also, I got the opportunity to talk to L.A. Reid and really talk to him like from an artist soul to an artist soul.
Right.
I went to him and said, listen, the music that you've heard and that you've liked is the music that I really do. If this is a situation where you're gonna try to turn me into somebody else, we don't have to do this. I'll go somewhere else.
Right.
And he said to me, he was like, I'm signing you because I like what you do. Why would I try to change that?
Right.
And that was just all right, cool. You know, I can actually express myself for real and really be who I am and get this music out here the right way. And sure enough, that's what happened.
So when did Jay-Z take over Def Jam for LA?
Jay-Z came in kind of right at the top of when I got signed.
Okay.
Like, you know, LA was always top dog, but he's CEO, president, you know. So, yeah, I mean, my first time going to 106 Park, Jay-Z took me on there. First time going to TRL, Jay-Z took me on. He really kind of just took me under the wing, like, you know, this is our new R&B artist,
Right.
and I appreciate him to this day for it, man.
He got upset with you because you wrote a song and you gave it away.
Yeah. So shortly before the Def Jam situation happened, I leaned on songwriting.
Right.
You know, I was just a songwriter. So I wrote a song for Mario, "You Should Let Me Love You."
Right.
So this song goes on and stays at #1 for like 12, 13 weeks, something like that. Becomes one of the most played songs in radio history. So the first time I got to meet Jay-Z, by this time I've been signed for, you know, a couple months at this point. I walk into the room and he's in there, it's in L.A. Reid's office. I walk in, I'm like, hey, how you doing? It's nice to meet you. He's like, man, why you get a damn song away?
That's the first thing?
Nice to meet you too, bro. All right, cool. I'm Neo.
Right.
Yeah. Why you get a damn song away? Yeah, to this day, he get on me about giving a damn song away. But I was just a songwriter when I wrote it. I didn't write it for myself. I mean, had I known.
Do you think you could have done it justice like Mario did?
I'll be the first to tell you that Mario got chops that I don't. You know, that I ain't got no shame in that.
Right.
But I know that I got chops too.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like it would have worked either way.
Have you ever given a song away that you felt you should have kept?
Once or twice. There was a point in time where I would have a little bit of separation anxiety with certain songs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like, especially if I hear the end result and be like, and am not totally pleased with some of the decisions made.
Right.
You know, then it becomes that feeling of, man, if you was gonna do that, I could just kept my damn song.
Right.
But at the same time, you have to let an artist be an artist.
Right.
Like I can't I can't expect a person to think the way that I'm gonna think, make the choices that I'm gonna make, especially when I've given them the song. Like Beyonce, for example, if you hear my version of Irreplaceable,
right.
you hear the basis, you hear the foundation, right. But then you hear her version and you hear all the Beyonce isms that she put
right.
on top of it. Like
right.
you want an artist to
right.
do that
right.
with a record. Yeah, you want that.
When did you know your pen game was strong?
When I got my name, honestly. I got my name from a producer friend of mine, Dion Evans. He used to work a lot with Digital Underground back in the day,
yeah.
Pac and all of them. He was the person that dubbed me Neo. It was shortly after the Matrix movie came out.
I was gonna say, so which came first, that Neo Matrix or?
Yeah, Matrix Neo came first.
Okay.
Yeah, that Neo definitely came first.
Okay.
But the reference was the way Neo could do things in the Matrix that other people couldn't do.
Correct.
I could do things in music that other people couldn't do. Like, for example, I used to pride myself on how fast I could write a song.
Right.
Like, give me an hour, I give you 12 records. Quick. Now, notice I said 12 records. I ain't say 12 good records.
Right.
I learned later on
right.
quality versus
right.
quantity. But at that moment, I was the cat that was gonna get in there and just crank them out. And Dion says to me, he had never seen that before. Like, you
right.
like the Neo of the music industry, and that's where the name came
right.
from. Yeah.
You wrote To the Left.
Yes, indeed.
I think, now correct me if I'm wrong, L.A. Reid, because did you want to do the song and he said give it to Beyonce because it's like it fits more Beyonce?
LA was definitely part of that decision, but it was okay. So it was this. I wrote the song to do it myself.
Correct. Okay.
Right. Myself and Stargate. Shout out to Stargate. Love them guys to death. But when we got finished with the song, and we're listening to it, and it's like it just. We knew it was a hit,
right?
But it didn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? It didn't like. I love this song, but there's something about this shit I do not like. Right. It became that.
Right.
So that's when we finally started going, you know what? Maybe if we flip this and flip that and let a female do it.
Right.
And like we was on the fence a little bit, and L.A. Reid was kind of the tipping factor. Like, you know what? Yeah, I definitely feel like this song would get more power punch with a woman singing it.
How did you decide to give it to Beyonce?
I didn't. We actually had shopped it to a few different female artists who shall remain nameless because
they didn't want it.
I ain't petty, but
they
ain't want it. They ain't want it.
Ooh.
They ain't understand.
Can we have an initial?
Ooh, no, man.
Can we have something? Come on,
give me in trouble in here.
Huh?
I'll say this: it's female artists you know. It's female artists you know.
Man, there's 100 female artists I know.
There's a whole bunch of them. Yep, and you know the ones I'm talking about.
Give us an initial. I don't mind to know her. This is the first initial.
No, I ain't gonna do that. But Beyonce's name was not the first name that popped up when we was shopping the song. But once Beyonce got a hold of it, it became. I mean, the rest is history.
Right.
No, it became what people know and love today.
So let's just say, for the sake of argument, I sing. I don't. I say, hey, Neo, I need you to write me something. Mm-hmm. How much you charge it?
Okay.
How does that work? Does somebody call you and say, hey, Neo, can you write me a song? Or do they send you, like, what do you think? Changes, additions? How does that happen?
Normally they'll ask and then, so it's if you're an independent artist,
right.
You know, I got the independent artist price because I know what it is to be independent. You're doing everything yourself.
Right.
I'm not going to charge you what I would charge your record label, for example.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not.
You ain't going to head crack.
Yeah, I'm not you. I'm not hitting you. I'm hitting your record label.
Okay.
So, you know, however it happens, be it I run into the artist or artist management, reach out to my management or whatever the case may be. They say, we love for Neo to go in the studio for such and such artist. All right. They would then set up studio time.
Right.
You know, that they pay for it, however many days or whatever they want me to go in. I go in, and whatever I write within those days, I submit to them. What they like, they keep. What they don't, I get back, and that's how it works.
Have you ever told anybody no?
Yes, I have. Just because I genuinely didn't see it was a cat that wanted me to do a feature on his record. Mm-hmm. You know, up and coming dude, and it was just some real. It wouldn't have made no sense.
Right.
In my personal opinion, it wouldn't have made no sense. Like I'm never gonna do anything that's gonna intentionally jeopardize my brand or you know, confuse people in the realm of my brand, and it just wouldn't make no sense.
I mean, I'm looking at some of the people you've written for: Beyonce, Rihanna, Whitney, Mary J, Jennifer Hudson, Monica, B2K, Faith Evans, Music Soul Tribe. Well, I mean, bro, you got a who's who. How do I mean, all these people. I mean, everybody's coming out the woodwork saying Neo, and they're expecting you to write Irreplaceable. They're expecting you to write to the left.
Yeah,
well, damn. I mean, Michael Jordan did score 50 every game. There was a couple of 13, 14 points in there too.
It's been more than a couple times where, you know, an artist will ask me for something and I'll write them what I feel like is what they asked for, and they'll say no. I mean, that happens. That happens. But I don't so much, because
you don't
honestly,
think it's personal?
Well, nah, because what didn't work for you might work for her or him or whoever, you know. And once you give it back to me, it's mine. Like, there are songs that made it to Beyonce's album, made it to Rihanna's album, that were not written for Beyonce or Rihanna. These are songs that other artists turned down, and these artists didn't.
And now they're looking at so let me ask you a question. So how do you think an artist feel? I turned this song down. I turned that song down. Beyonce did it. Rihanna, that could have been.
I can imagine that that's a hard pill to swallow. Yeah, I can.
But hold on. Sometimes maybe it's just Beyonce and Rihanna, and you wouldn't have had the same success with said song.
That's possible. That's possible. But the reality is, you ain't even try. So who's to say?
Right.
Who's to say? At least they had the guts to give it a try.
Right.
And it turned out to work for them.
Have you ever written for someone? Because if they say write me a song and they're gonna pay you for it, do they ever say nah, I'm not good, just keep it, or you just have to or do you have to turn it over to them?
No, I turn it over to them, you know, and then they decide whether or not
which ones they want to keep.
Yeah, which ones they want to keep.
Okay.
And whatever they don't keep, they just give back.
Okay. And then you shop it to somebody else.
Yeah. Shop it to somebody else, or I'll take a piece of it, turn it into a hook for this rapper.
Right.
Everything can be used for something. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's never anything that just has to sit in the archive.
You ever had anything leaked?
Yeah, man.
But how? But you have to know who's doing it, Neo.
Nah. So this particular situation, this was back when Sony Studios existed in New York. You know, may it rest. It ain't there no more. Sony Recording Studios, Stargate. They had a room of their own in Sony Studios. Somebody broke in Sony Studios and stole their hard drives. Me and Brandy had did like 4 records, and the following week, them joints was in the world. It's because somebody broke in and stole the hard drives.
Wow.
Yeah, it happens. But since then, I mean, it's I don't know. It's a slippery slope. It's hard to keep anything absolutely private anymore. You know, so yeah, I've definitely had things leak, but I've always looked at it as, all right, well, if the music leaked and people like it, that just adds to my fan base, right?
Right. So when you say the writers, you say the writers and the streaming is not the same writing for an album or things of that nature, correct?
What do you mean? As far
because
as
you say like the streaming service, like you said writers when they stream a record, the writers don't get the compensation that they deserved.
Well, yeah, no, the streaming, the numbers that writers are getting for streams is not what it needs to be.
Okay.
Not at all. No.
So you got to have needs to stream like 1 billion times to make any of it.
Millions and billions of streams before you start to see any real money. Yes, definitely. Mm-hmm.
So why do you stay writing? I mean, because it seems like everything is kind of like going towards the streaming industry, and that means it gets less and less in your pocket.
Well, I mean, there are exceptions to every situation and to every rule.
Right.
You know, my motivating factor has never been finance in regard to this business. I do this because I love it. If there was no money to be made in it anymore, you still find a Neo song somewhere.
Really?
Yes, because I don't do this just for money. I thank God and the creator that I can provide for my family doing what I love. Right. But to be honest, if I could not provide for my family doing what I love, I would just find a way to provide for my family while doing what I love. Right. You know what I mean? Because this is music is woven into my DNA. I couldn't stop if I wanted to. It's just what it is.
So how's the interview process? If someone wants to write someone wants you to write a song from them. Do you talk on the phone? Do y'all go out to dinner? Do you get a sense? I mean, because if you know the artist, you kind of get a sense of kind of like the direction they want to go in.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's always a sign of respect to ask an artist, like, okay, what's the concept? Like, is there a concept to your project, as opposed to just trying to shove a song down their throat? Right. You know, because it's like, I don't even talk like that. All right. Well, right. So I'll definitely give the artist the respect of asking. is there something specific you want to say? Is there a specific genre that you hunting for? We'll sit, we'll have a conversation. We'll have a kind of an off the cuff conversation.
Okay.
Like, how's your love life? Like, what's going on in your world?
Right.
What's keeping you awake at night, if anything at all? And that's where we figure out what we want to write about.
Okay.
And I feel like doing that makes the artist know and understand that this is literally being custom made for you. This
Right.
is not a song that I had in my back pocket and all right, well, maybe I can sell it to this one, not
Right.
you. All right, maybe you. No,
Right.
It's like I'm literally asking you where you at, and if you say something that sparks something that I already got, yeah, I'll let you hear it.
Right.
But ultimately, in that you paying me to be here, we're gonna sit and we're gonna talk, and I'm gonna create something for you from scratch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you in the studio when Beyonce is doing Irreplaceable? Did you know Irreplaceable was going to be that?
I did not. No, I had
So
no
you're in
idea.
the studio, and as you're writing this song and you're hearing her sing it.
Well, here's the thing with Beyonce. Beyonce is one of those few artists that don't really need nobody, right?
Yeah.
So I was there for about 15 minutes, and I remember there was one instance where I tried to feed her a note, and she was like, "It's cool, I got it."
You like that?
Go get some coffee. Coffee, something. Just go on about my bit. And mind you, by the time I came back in the room, the song was done. Like
It was done.
Took her maybe an hour to do that thing, to do what she needed to do in that moment. Took her maybe an hour. So that wasn't. I've dealt with artists where you kind of got to hold their hand through the whole process,
Right.
and I ain't mad at that either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But a person like a Beyonce, she's an anomaly. Like she got every note. She know exactly what she want to do ad-lib wise and all of that. Like she'll listen to your idea, but to be honest, she don't need you there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what that was.
Give me your Mount Rushmore of female artists you've written for.
Oh man, Mount Rushmore. How many heads on Mount Rushmore?
4.
I wasn't good in. 4 heads. Okay.
And we ain't gonna let you add none either.
Oh damn! Come on.
Yeah,
This is my Mount Rushmore.
I know you want to build a bar, but we ain't
would-
building no more heads on Mount Rushmore.
All right. 4. Top 4. Beyonce, Rihanna, Mary J. Blige, Celine Dion. Yeah,
So
those are my 4.
Celine Dion calls you up. Neo, has anybody, since you've started going by the name Neo, has anybody called you your government name?
Not.
Besides
No.
the law, maybe an attorney call you.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Smith. Yeah, no.
But has anybody say in the last 20 years called you by your government name?
Not any artist. Like you
Right.
got to know me. You got to get to that place where you really know who I am before you call me anything other than Neo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Celine Dion calls Neo up and says, so how did that conversation go?
Surprisingly, she was a fan of my music. She was a fan of my music. We actually met through her husband,
Right.
may he rest.
Yep.
And he was telling me that she was a fan of the music. And I was like, yo, I'm a huge Celine Dion fan. I'd love to write with her one day. Mind you, this conversation happens, and then a month later, I get a call out of nowhere, and it's her.
Right.
And she tells me she's a fan of the music and tells me that she wants to work together. We did the song. Well, actually, she wanted me to write her a song initially.
Right.
Okay, because I've written her songs, and then there's one that we did together,
Right.
which was a whole other mind-blowing situation. So she's like, I love what you do. I'd love for you to write me some songs. I did 2 songs for her on the. Oh man, I gotta find the name of that album. Not the last one she put out. It's like 2 albums back. I did 2 songs for her on that album, and we just kind of kept in contact. Like she's really, really cool people.
Right.
Like she's silly. Like she be doing Elvis Presley impersonations, and like she's really, really cool.
Right.
So I remember the following album cycle, she was like, we have to do a song together. And I'm like, why? Like, if you have Celine Dion's voice, what the hell do you need Neo voice for?
Right.
And she's like, no. We're doing the song together. You write it. You let me know when it's done. I'll fly you guys out, and we make it happen. And sure enough, so I wrote the song. We recorded it at the recording studio that is at the Palms in Las Vegas.
Right.
Because she was doing her residency there. And yeah, man, the rest is history. One of the most genuine people that I've ever met. Like, you meet artists, and some people give you who they really are. Some people give you their representative. Some people give you who they think that you expect to see.
Right.
She walked in as her, and unapologetically her. Like, hair in a messy bun, like we here to work, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Celine. Let's rock. Like, and I respect that.
When you wrote Unfaithful for Rihanna, every time I walk out the door, I see him die a little more inside. I don't want to hurt him anymore. I don't want to take away his life. I don't want to be a murderer. How'd you come up with that hook?
That is a story. a lot of my songs come from actual experiences, and if it's not an experience,
you and Taylor Swift will make a cute couple. y'all write about some y'all be killing y'all exes, man. Damn.
Oh, Taylor don't want me. I'm toxic. She don't want me. I mess all that up for you, Taylor. All love. No, but I write from experience, man. It's not always my personal experience.
Right.
Like, for example, Irreplaceable was a story about one of my aunts. I grew up in a house with 5 aunts.
Okay.
And that one particular aunt that just always had a new boyfriend.
Right.
So that song came from that story.
Okay.
Unfaithful came from a story that my sister was telling me about a dude that she was dating back in the day. She might get mad at me for telling this story, but it is.
Tell it.
I mean, it was one of those situations.
If you got
where
more than one sister, we won't know which one you're talking about.
I do, but she'll know, and I'm gonna get home and catch a couple of these.
Catch a couple of body blows.
Nah, but
take David's body blows.
She was dealing with this dude, and it was that whole situation of he's just too nice.
Right.
He's so nice. Like I literally just walk over his back. He's so nice. So because he was so nice, she started dealing with somebody else.
Right.
And it got to the point where like everybody knew. Everybody knew. And it's like okay, she's doing what she's doing. The whole family knows. Her friends know. His friends know. The only person that's acting like they don't know is him. And it's like, what do you do? So that's where the whole thing came from, because she felt terrible about it.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like,
not enough to stop doing it though.
But yeah, that's what it was. Thank you. Ooh, I almost said her name. Ooh, she gonna be mad. She gonna be mad. You be all right.
Taylor Swift said that breakups are great for writing songs.
Hell yeah.
Is that how you feel?
Absolutely. Yes, definitely. So I don't know what it is about heartbreak or turmoil or drama or animosity or sadness, but for whatever reason, when you put yourself there and you write anything, it's gonna be deep, it's gonna be meaningful, it's gonna have depth, it's gonna have emotion, and those are some of the key ingredients to a song that you just can't stop singing.
So in other words, just because, because everybody automatically thinks that when you write a song, you're talking about a personal experience. Like Usher, Confessions. Everybody says, he talking about Chili.
Yeah,
but you're saying that, hey, it might be an aunt, it might be a sister, it might be a homeboy that was going through something.
Not always me. No, not always. Because my story and what's going on with me, I'm a dabble into it a little bit, but for the most part, I've learned that it's certain aspects of me that I would like to keep for me. Right. Because the world, it ain't a person walking the face of the planet that has the right to judge anybody, but it don't stop them. You know. And I got kids. And I don't want my kids to get into all that and see all of that. But other than that, yeah, I write from just things that I've always found that if I write from something that really happened, the song just comes out better. I can make it up all day. Right. But those songs just don't have the same. You know what I mean? Like it's that thing. Right. It's that thing. Like, no, this really happened. I really had to. I really couldn't turn the radio off. I really had the answer machine with, hey, we can't come to the phone right now. We was kids, we know what the hell we was doing. But like the fine details that you can put into it when it's something that you really experience. Like that's the Weapon X that turns it into that hit song. Because you're in this place, it's on your mind. You can't seem to escape it. The mind can't erase what the heart can't delete. And so you're writing. And so that puts you in a space that, man, I might as well, turn this heartbreak into something. Yeah. Something good can come out of every bad situation. Definitely. We don't see it at the time, but you says, okay, this happened, didn't end the way I wanted to, I'm putting pen to paper. Yep, absolutely. It is the ultimate gift from God because, everybody goes through hurt and heartache and pain. Not everybody gets the outlet that music is. Right. You know, I don't have to pack it down
Right.
and eventually blow up for something stupid. No, as soon as I feel it, as soon as my chest get heavy, I can sit and write it. And after I'm done writing, I'm good because it ain't in me no more.
Right.
It's here now,
Right.
you know, and I'm gonna get out to the world and like-minded people are gonna listen to it and be like, yeah, I understand that. I've been there before. I felt that before. And that's how we get to where I am now.
Do you think any of the women, like songs that you wrote, like, that, you know what wrote this about me? I know it.
I've been, some of them have reached out and asked.
Is that about me? No.
No,
You
I
ain't
tell
gonna get
them.
no residual. No, I ain't talking about you.
It's about
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
That don't mean you get no money for it. But it's you know damn well it's about you. Come on, I put the date in the song. You know it's about you. However, enjoy it from your Honda Civic. We good.
We see a lot of, you got an extensive catalog. We see a lot of people selling off their catalog. Is that something that you're interested in?
If it's for the right price, yeah, for the right price, I definitely do that. Just because I know that I'm not done. Like I haven't written my greatest song.
Right.
You know.
So if you sell your catalog, that means you start the process of another, or then does everything that you write go into that catalog?
Oh no, you start the process. You start another one.
Oh, okay.
You start over. Which I have no problem with because I have yet to write my most amazing record. And as things happen in my life, you know, as time progresses and different things happen, I just got more and more ammo for this gun. So yeah.
Do you like writing more or do you like performing more?
As of late, writing more. I love to perform. I love to get out there and do that whole
that's what you
energy
are, aren't you?
exchange.
You're a performer.
I am absolutely so.
Because
Absolutely so.
you have singers, you have performers, and you can do both. But you really like performing.
Performing is my thing. I can stand still and sing a song, but I ain't gonna have no fun. And if I don't have no fun, you probably gonna have no fun either. So no, we're gonna jump around. We're gonna work the whole stage.
Right.
This is who I am. Yes.
Where are you on social media?
What are my social media handles? Hold on. The IG is @Neo. The Twitter is @NeoCompound. You know how to do the Facebook thing.
Do you respond to comments?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't read comments as much anymore because for whatever reason you read them comments and all of a sudden you start to like let those opinions mean something when the reality is opinions are not special because literally everybody got one.
Right.
So I don't read comments as much as I used to, but. Should you receive a DM from me and you see the yellow, you see the blue dot, you know that's really me. It's really me. I'm really responding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want to get to your upbringing before I get you out of here. Born in Arkansas.
Yes.
How old were you when you left Arkansas and went to Vegas?
Roughly 8, 9 years old,
Okay.
somewhere in there. And we got to Vegas and stayed in Vegas. I went to high school in Las Vegas, the whole 9.
Right.
That was weird, definitely. Just it wasn't weird as it was happening. It's weird as I look back and like know how other people's high school situation went. You know, you go through high school with that clique of friends all the way up, and y'all graduate together and all that. That don't happen in Vegas. Because everybody's coming in to do what they're gonna do for about a year. It's a tourist town, it's military base, you know what I'm saying? They in and out. So every school year you start with brand new people.
Right.
Teaches you how to be a people person. Not to mention, there's a strip every damn weekend where you meet Susan and her 9 friends from Minnesota and they just and yeah.
So that's the best, that's one of the best parts about Vegas, huh?
You meet a lot of people. You meet a lot of different people from all walks of life. Everybody find their way to Vegas at some point. Yeah, to a degree.
50 degrees, 75 degrees, 100 degrees?
I mean, I'll say this, as my age progresses, my patience gets shorter. You know what I mean? Like energy becomes real important as time progresses. And now I'm real picky and choosy about what I choose to give energy to and who. So yeah.
Did growing up in Vegas make you want to do showbiz? Make you want to get on stage? Or did
Absolutely. Yeah, man. That was you hit the strip as a teenager and you see the limos pull up and you see the celebrity get out and if you get a chance to get into any of these Vegas shows and it's an experience, bro. Especially as a kid, you're looking at that like, oh man.
That's gonna be me.
That's what I want to do right there.
Right.
Yeah.
So your parents, they weren't together. So did it have an impact that your dad wasn't around? And you said you talked about your mom, you talked about the women in your life, your aunts, and you wrote songs. And you had seems like your sisters and your mom and your aunts. So you had very strong women around you.
Definitely so. Definitely so. Had uncles that you know that were there, but you know they show up, eat, and leave. That's what it, was. But no, it was primarily my mother, my grandmother, 5 aunts, my sister, and me.
Right.
And I never really felt like I was missing anything from not having a dad until, you know, I got of a certain age and I'm in school and my friends is talking about their dads and things that they're doing with their dads, and I'm like, wait a minute, I ain't never did that. And then it becomes a thing.
Did you play sports?
Not really. A little bit, but I never really took it serious. I was more of an artistic kid than an athletic kid. I could do it, but if I had to choose, if I had the option, I was somewhere writing a song.
How did being raised by women impact your songwriting?
It helped me escape the potential of the whole toxic masculinity thing that everybody's so up in an uproar about today. I feel like toxic masculinity is the opposite of a person that is in touch with and not afraid of emotion. Like I've heard people say, how do you write from the mind of a woman so well? And it's like, I'm not writing from the mind of a woman. I'm writing from the mind of a person that's not afraid of emotion. You're given these emotions for a reason, okay, that they're supposed to help you throughout life. You're not supposed to ignore them. You know, that whole boys don't cry, that's not a thing.
Right.
It's not a thing at all.
Right.
Like that's how you breed that toxic male, you know, I gotta address every situation with aggression. That's how you breed that. My mom didn't raise me like that. She said, if it feels good, smile, and if it hurts, cry, and never be ashamed of either one because you're giving them for a reason. They're tools.
Do you feel like men suppress a lot of their true feelings, emotion, and they can't properly be who they truly are?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like, especially nowadays where, you know, all vulnerability is viewed as weakness and any man showing any is ridiculed or whatever, or you know, something like that. Yeah, you get caught. And it's like, I've just never bought into that. You know what I'm saying? I've been bullied before. I understand what that is. You know, 9 times out of 10, the cat bullying you is getting bullied, his daddy whooping his ass, something is happening to him.
Right.
It's not just, he ain't just wake up and decide to mess with you. He messing with you because somebody messing with him.
Right.
I get that. I understand what that is. I just really feel like the way that my mom brought me up, don't get me wrong, she didn't bring me up as no chump, you know what I'm saying? She definitely taught me how to fend for herself and defend myself.
Right.
But at the same time, she taught me that every situation does not call for aggression.
Right.
You know, you sit up and argue with a fool, to the people watching, they don't know who the fool is.
Right.
Y'all both look like fools right now. And that was me growing up. I wasn't a cat that was so eager to jump into a fight, you know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, I'm talking so fast you don't want to fight no more. Right. That's who I was. That's who I was.
I read your favorite sport is boxing. You still a boxing fan?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Congrats, Tank.
Yeah.
Did that. Yeah, man.
So, growing up in Vegas, the fight capital of the world, I don't know how many fights, Tyson that you saw, Mayweather that you saw. What is it about the fight game that makes you such a fan?
I love the strategy.
Okay.
There's some fighters that I'm more of a fan of than others. You know, you got your sluggers, your cats just gonna go out there and swing as hard as they can until somebody fall down.
Right.
All right, cool. That's what we're finding good. Floyd has always been a favorite of mine because he's strategic.
Right.
Floyd's game is not hitting you. Floyd's game is making you miss. Which is just even more embarrassing. Like that's the mind games that Floyd plays. I'm gonna let you swing for the fences, and you gonna hit me none. You're not gonna touch me.
Right.
I've always loved just the cleverness of something that's supposed to be so brutal, but you literally gotta use your mind if you're gonna be good at it. If you're gonna be successful at it. This brutal blood sport, where you feel like it's just 2 men going in there beating the hell out of each other for the hell of it.
But
nah, this is a strategic game.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just, I've always been a fan of that contrast. It's like, this is what you expect, but in actuality, it's really this. You know, I've always been a fan of that.
I'm gonna get you out of here with the last 2 questions. Do you feel, as an entertainer, that you need more than one revenue stream? Because you entertain, you sing, you write?
Absolutely so. We already discussed the fact that songwriters, just as songwriters, if you're not making billions and billions and billions of streams, you can't even live off your livelihood. You know what I mean? You'll have a hit song on the radio and be broke. This is a real thing. Like, that don't make no sense.
It doesn't.
There's no other medium that happens in. You can't have the #1 blockbuster movie in America and live in an apartment. That's not happening. Nah,
Right.
they done paid you well for that.
Right.
Music, not so much. That's just what happens. So yes, as an artist, as a songwriter, it is in your best interest to have multiple streams of revenue. You know, if you are a person with a personality, use that. You know, don't rely on just one aspect of entertainment if you are a person that understands what entertainment is
Right.
and your entertainment value.
I see you throwing your hat in the acting ring. You're
Yeah,
going to be on an
man.
episode of 50 Cent's BMF.
Yes, a few episodes.
How did
I'm
that come
excited.
about?
I met 50 a while ago. You know what I'm saying? We did a joint together, you know, so we always kind of kept in contact. He basically told me that he was gonna figure out a way for us to work because he saw that I was interested in doing the acting thing. So he's like, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna find a way to make it work. He threw me a couple auditions, and mind you, that's one thing that I really loved about him is that he wasn't just gonna give me something.
Right.
You know, he's like, yo, you know, this is an opportunity. You get in there, you do the audition. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
Right.
And like I respect that, you know. So same thing with this BMF situation that's going on now. He said, I think I found something that's gonna make sense. You know, or at least I would like to see you in this role. So he approached me with the BMF thing. I don't, you know what, let me not even give it away. Yeah, I'm on BMF for a few episodes. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Man, I got to get some clarity on this. You once found one of your artists asleep in your bed. Now, I'm assuming you got a nice sized house, probably more than one bedroom. I'm assuming. I mean, it's very presumptuous of me.
Oh, man.
Thinking that Neo's got a nice house, he has more than bed. So why? What made him think it would be okay? Was he? Explain it.
Yeah, okay. All right. Shout out to my man Lucky Day. I love you to death.
He'd have been
bro.
unlucky that day. Because I'd have put something on him.
I didn't bring it back up, pimpin'. I didn't bring it back up. But we here. All right. Lucky Day is an R&B artist extraordinaire. Won a Grammy last year. Like, dude is doing his thing. I love that he's doing his thing. Before Lucky Day got his shot, there was a point in time where I was going to sign him.
Okay.
Right. So, you know, we writing songs together.
So he wasn't your artist at the time. You was thinking about signing.
We were gonna sign him.
Okay.
But we writing songs together. For example, Jamie Foxx's verse on
Miss Independent?
yeah, he wrote that.
Okay.
He wrote that. So basically, I'm about to go on the road. I gave him access to my house. I'm like, listen, you can post up here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do what you do.
Ooh, boy, you're like, okay.
One rule. Don't go in my room. That's
Hold on. So you crystal clear. You made it abundantly clear.
That's it.
You have access to the entire
Whole
house.
Whole house.
Stay your ass out of my room.
Stay out my room.
Okay.
Right? So
I got it.
Go on the road, you know what I'm saying? Chatting with the cat back and forth. Yeah, I ain't destroying the house. All right, cool, we good, cool. So I get home that morning, I go into my room, and old boy is asleep in my bed with a young lady. I'm like, all righty. So yeah, I took it upon myself to wake him up and like, come on, bro, you gotta go.
Hold up, you ain't wake him up with a right left?
No.
How did I woke his ass up with a two-piece?
I'm zen, bro, I'm zen. I politely was like, hey.
I'd have gave him breakfast in bed.
You gotta go.
He had to get up out there ain't no way you gonna be sleeping in my bed. I done told you have access to the house, eat all the food in the kitchen, the refrigerator. You can go, I got a 5-bedroom crib and you can bring your fucking ass to I had to have him. I know your mom say, hey, every situation doesn't call for aggression.
Yeah.
I had to get real aggressive with him.
You know, I can't even fault you, pimpin'. It is what it is. But we've spoken since then. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. You know, it ain't no beef or animosity whatsoever. You know, I'm more than happy for old boy and what he's doing in his career.
See, you know what? I kind of empathize with it because I don't know. I might have hit it too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this Neo house. Yeah, let me show you the bedroom. Neo, you know that's how it went.
That's probably exactly how it went.
Ooh,
I don't
this
mind.
Is nice.
I don't mind. I let my friends use the Neo. They can use it. It's cool.
Last question. World of Dance, your co-stars.
Yes.
How did that impact you hearing that news? Or did you know he was going through something?
That I had no idea that he was going through anything. And you know, just from the circle of friends that I knew that knew him, they had no idea that he was going through anything. I've always looked at that with a side eye. I
Okay.
ain't making no accusations or nothing
Right.
like that, but just the Twitch that I knew,
Right.
that man was in love with his children.
Right.
That man was in love with his wife. That man was in love with life.
Right.
I can't say I knew what he was going through, and you never know what somebody's going through in the dark. You have no idea. But the Twitch that I knew, the Twitch that was represented to me, was not somebody that would have did that. So I've always felt the way about that. You know what I'm saying? Brother was a light. You know what I mean? Like you meet people and it's like, it's just a bright dude. Like
Right.
it's just good energy coming off of this dude. And that's who he was. That's who every time I saw him, that's who he was. So I don't know, that story just ain't never added up to me personally. But it is what it is.
Appreciate you. Thanks for your time.
All love,
Appreciate you
sir.
stopping by the club.
Indeed.
All the best moving forward.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
very
for
much.
having me sweating in here drinking
Yeah,
yak.
man.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life.